The festival is nigh!
Whole thing. I don't think that's crazy to say.
I don't think it is, but he's going to have to back it up today. We are underway. Ratty, center square.
Center square. Let's get Tree Scent Duo.
Lord of Blood. Radagon and Godfrey's Icons is the center square, a square from last game. As always, we'll start with looking at the early rush squares. You got a few options here. Paintings in the top right corner. Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blide in the top left corner. There's also Rune Bear Boss right under that. Ensha and 2 Catacombs are 2 other good squares potentially on row 2. One of Ratty's favorite opening squares, Top's Key, is in row 3. That would combo nicely with Atone Your Sins at Turtle Pope, as well as Renala with 4 summons. And then in row 4 and row 5, I don't see that much that's rushable. Actually, a lot of it, I think Topski might just be the best play here between Topski, Atone Your Sins at Turtle Pope, Renala, and Icons as a center square.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most synergistic opening play. 3 Paintings and Bloodhound Knight are probably the best placed rush squares, which is always something to think about. Having something on that diagonal. 3 Paintings can lead you into Atone pretty well if you want to skip Red Wolf and grab the Grace up by the 3rd painting. So there's some way to take some synergy out of Rhea there if you want to do that instead. Which I definitely don't hate. Playing off meta can always be a good strategy of like, here's the best play. What's some weird stuff I can do to counter that? I think that applies more to like Sirius in this case. That's something I like to do when I'm playing people that I know are better than me, where I don't just want to race them or feel like I'm racing them. Yeah. Find an alternative idea that can pull synergy from what I think the best play is and still provide me value, right?
Yep. Freddie, your chat wants a Gamba. And also, I think for Sirius, like, it's a little different, right? Because I think the way Sirius looks at it is in terms of like a race, he's going to back himself. I think the question here for Sirius is more so about like finding the right ideas. If it comes to like a race speed and skill, I give that to him. But he's gotten a lot more experience and a lot better at bingo very quickly. But yeah, compared to Helios might be the most experienced bingo player out there, right? Like this is his 3rd, 4th event, right? 5th, I don't know. Like he started playing bingo casually back when during Bingo Brawler season 2, and he's been playing pretty much for 2 years straight at this point. So yeah, I mean, even compared to it's like Aggie and them, like I think it's fair to say Helios might have more bingo matches under his belt than anybody in the world.
Yeah, Helios just, he doesn't stream, he doesn't make content, so people probably don't know him as well. But 100%, he's played more bingo than just about anyone. And he can be very cocky about it, which would be infuriating if he wasn't 100% correct, right? He genuinely has said before, like, I don't think anyone can beat me. And then, I mean, so far, yeah, he's been proven right. He loses practice games here and there, but that's practice, right? You're going to do weird shit.
Yeah,
even that's pretty rare.
So in his last 3 events, including this one, like in terms of his open, I'm talking like open, anyone can play, like best players playing with, this type of a square set board, right? So the first one was Elden Squares Season 1. He ran the table until the finals, and then he lost the finals 2-1 to Alex Souls, who could not return this season. Then he played in the Bingo Club Open event. He won that event. His only loss was to Chris. Otherwise, he went undefeated. And that was in the regular season, ran the table in playoffs. And now he's undefeated again to start this season, right? Like, he has the record to back it.
100%. I'm curious to see where they're both going here. I really like getting both the corner squares and possibly selling Rhea. Maybe grabbing Atone with paintings, like Rhea is clearly the best opening, but it's an interesting board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also troll bosses, which would synergize well with getting into Liurnia early. A lot of fast squares. Not necessarily rush squares, but fast as well, with Restore Godric's Great Rune, Insha, 2 trolls, possibly even 2 tree spirits, 2 catacombs, stuff like that. Clean Rot Knight duo can actually be done very early depending on how comfortable you are with it.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of fast options if you want to sell the rush squares a bit that would have value.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to glaze you right now because we got a second because some people in my chat are asking. If you guys don't know Ratty very well for whatever reason, like, please check out his YouTube. Like, he's legitimately one of the best Elden Ring YouTubers, right? Like, he's incredible. Like, really, really awesome. I mean, A, just like great content, and B, like the actual numbers to back it up, right? Like, yeah, okay, like there's his dad, Bushy, and Chino and stuff at the top, but like,
Shout out, father.
I mean, you compare him to anyone else, right? And you know, you could put his name should be up there. He's an incredible YouTuber, and just a great dude. And he's starting to be a lot, you know, over the past few months, you've started to be a lot more active on Twitch and streaming, and you're a great streamer as well. So yeah, I gotta glaze Ratty because I saw some people in chat ask you, they're like, wait, Ratty makes content? And I was like, yeah, he literally does this for a living. Like, this is how he makes his money. Job. Yeah.
It's kind of my job. It takes away from my bingo practice, which we've seen the last couple games, I think, yeah. But I'm still out here playing Elden Ring all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's fun. Is he live on Twitch? I am. You can bounce between me or who's, whichever you prefer. If you need an extra Gamba, I think there's another minute of Gamba up on my stream as well.
Okay, he's not actually, well, Bushy is his father. He birthed Ratty, but no.
Yeah, Immaculate Conception.
Yeah.
He's my sole parent.
Yeah.
There's no one else involved. Kind of like an Anakin Skywalker, Jesus Christ sort of situation, right?
Ooh, Des Poker game. Des Poker there from Helios in the Greatsword check.
That's beautiful.
We have I made the DP emote for a reason. DP, baby.
Des Poker, probably close to that S tier of bingo weapon. I don't know if it's quite there. I value charged R2s a lot. So weapons like Des Poker that don't have it, I tend to be a little sketchier on. If it did have a regular charged R2, it would be maybe the best weapon in bingo. Not insane stat requirements. The Ash of War will annihilate most bosses. It's still a great sword, so you can get good poise damage out of jump attacks or something like that if you need it. And most enemies will stagger on R1 in PCs and the like. So pretty good, like, just overall for bingo. It has obviously the one weakness that I think keeps it from being S tier, but if you find that, you might just sell other weapon checks. Maybe not halberd check, but...
Also a very interesting play by Helios. So you'll see, like, there was a square off weapon in the starting class, and normally that's an auto go for, especially if there's a Red Wolf early. Helios chose to start with the Veteran's Prosthesis. I know that might seem very strange. The reason why is because it's a lightning weapon. He's looking at using it for virgins.
Yeah. Which... Virgins, the way they work is lightning damage does, what, 5 poise damage per lightning?
It's more than that. It's like 10.
Is it?
It's a
10?
lot. It's over 10, I think.
So it makes it much easier to stagger them if you're using a lightning weapon, which in turn makes the fight in general just far easier because you don't have 2 coming at you. You're keeping 1 staggered generally. So one of the fastest ways into Altus is acquire a lightning weapon, get into Raya Lucaria, get abducted, and go abductor virgins into Altus. That's faster than Dectus. That's faster than Makar, assuming you can find a lightning weapon. It's doable without it, but it's pretty unsafe at a low level. Definitely risky. We're pretty much neck and neck here. Neither of them looking at paintings, so that'll be interesting to see when that gets picked up as a faster square that's going to get left on the board. It looks like they are just essentially going to race that Raya Lucaria idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which whoever loses that is going to be in a pretty rough position initially. Definitely salvageable, but that's definitely not where you want to start.
Yeah, I think, though, because Red Wolf itself isn't a square, you don't necessarily have to be the first one to kill Red Wolf, right? No. And there is enough in Academy that, like, if you're just slightly behind, right? Like, you can't be more than, like, a few minutes. Like, you can't be more than, like, a minute or 2 behind. But you don't have to win the Red Wolves race because there's enough in Academy that, like, you can split, right?
Yep. You just have to kind of soul read between Top's Key and Atone a little bit, which is very doable.
Oh, and Banish Knights +8 from the Halberd check. It's going to make Red Wolf free.
Yeah, that's very, very nice to find early. And Sirius going a bit of an alternate. Oh, no.
Are they both going
running for the
paintings?
painting? Yep.
Helios here is going to grab the Somber 2. So there's a Scarab here. If you smack it, you get a Somber 2.
Little heads up play. That's nice. 3,000 runes you save right there, I believe.
Yeah. I remember last season, like him and he was doing like at the start of last season, he did this in a game and he was like, oh yeah, like I always do this. And we're like, what the hell? Like I didn't even know this was there.
Yeah. And just talking about Helios's routing real quick, he stopped to grab an extra Grace before Liurnia Highway North, stopped to grab the Somber Scarab, and he's still like, he's behind obviously, but not very far behind for making 2 stops.
I think he
Like,
also,
if
I don't
Sirius-
know if Sirius did Greatsword check either.
I don't think he did. So
Yeah.
Helios, well, he is behind, has made up just a lot of extra little moves. And he's what, maybe 10 seconds behind, if that. Like Sirius could very easily lose the lead. So
Yeah,
his routing is pretty flawless.
Helios is just very, very practiced for bingo specific routing, right? And as a result, he's able to save little chunks of time, right? So that run is a fairly long run in terms of like it's a couple minutes. And due to just taking slightly better lines, you know, you save 10, 15 seconds and that's a big deal.
And you can see it right there. It looks like Sirius taking a moment to stop here, maybe level up, talk to Melina.
Yeah.
And if he's really pushing paintings, he's about to lose it just because of that.
And the other thing too is that Helios was slightly slower to get into Liurnia because Sirius grabbed Gatefront while Helios grabbed Aguil Lake North. If you're rushing Liurnia, Gatefront is faster. If you're rushing paintings, Gatefront is, or Aguil Lake North is faster. The reason why is because it's close. You save a lot of time running to this painting now in Limgrave.
Yes. And I mean, this is just down to routing.
Yeah,
Helios also taking just enough time to grab the graces at each artist check before porting out, so his map presence is just going to be better.
Yeah. I also think...
I mean, that's what's really scary about Helios, right? Like, he's taking all this time to do extra stuff, and he's still ahead on a race.
This is probably going to hurt for Sirius, too, because paintings to me seems like an idea I would not expect Helios to go for, because Academy is just so valuable. So I think his idea is like, oh, like I can greet a corner square uncontested and like do a little bit. Like the way that he's pathing and everything, it just doesn't seem to me like Sirius is expecting Helios to go for paintings at all.
Yeah, it's a weird move out of Helios, but the way he set it up, he can also get a tone, right? So all you can really get in Rhea if he gets a tone is Top's Academy key Renala, which like you're not doing Renala right now. So if you get like the value isn't as good, you really probably don't want to split Rhea, I feel, if you're going to go for it.
And Sirius is now going for Margit, maybe eyeing the Stormveil painting. There is some other value in Stormveil because you have Tree Spirits, Godric's Great Rune. Also, you could do Godric with a Colossal, and this will also be the first fight of the match.
Here we go. Sirius with the +8, the damage exceptional. Should be a pretty quick fight. You do generally want to go poke R1s here. Sirius is like me in that I think he enjoys the jump R2s to get the stagger, which is a viable move. I know a lot of people advocate for just the pokes, but more stagger, more gooder.
Nine.
It's hit by the slam there.
Yeah, and you hear the 9 from Sirius as Helios marks the +4. Or the, not the +4, sorry, the paintings.
Can't quite swing that dodge either. Dodge the wrong way on that. Oh!
Fast!
Oh, he got stuck on the
Wie
undodgeable
trifft
move.
das? Ich bin hinter ihm. Das war so schlecht gespielt.
That's tough. He didn't have any heals, couldn't quite tank any of the hits.
Mann.
Yeah,
That
that's
triple
really
slash
bad.
out of Margit is unless you're light load, it's pretty much undodgeable. Like if you're close to him when he starts it, you're gonna have to take one of the hits. Most people opt to take the second one as opposed to the last one because it does less damage. But you'll notice whenever that attack comes out, people are generally dodging, taking a hit, dodging, and it's because if you don't do that, it'll be more damage. You're gonna get hit possibly twice.
And Sirius or Helios is just chilling there, checking round table. I saw Ordovis, but nothing better than Death's Poker.
Ach, Margit, bitte. Ja, Swing-Dings.
And Helios does kind of have a minute here to do what he wants. He's pretty good, I think, of knowing timings. He might guess at this point. We probably raced paintings. If not, I have like a couple minutes to see if he gets the academy key.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh no.
Hä? Wie werde ich denn da getroffen? Ach Mann, es ist wieder so dead.
Oh
Helios.
God.
Yeah, Sirius is gonna have to decide here what he wants to do. He's going back in again.
Yeah, he's
I
going
don't
back
hate
in
it.
again.
I kind of understand why, right? Like 3 tries. Surely I'll get it. I have a +8. The problem is, in general, like any death is going to be pretty tough to come back from, I feel, in Gold
Yeah.
Order early. And
Also-
especially against Helios.
Also, it's hard too because like I cannot express how good of an Elden Ring player Sirius is, right? Like he came, I think tied for. I don't know how the playoffs were weird, but like he came tied for second in Zoodle's Randomania. We ran a randomizer event race adjacent to Elden Squares called Rando Ring that was run by Ginger. Sirius won that. Like he's, when it comes to fights, like one of the best in the world. So this is going to throw him off because like he doesn't make these
Oh
mistakes.
no.
Oh, he's dead.
And Helios is just chilling.
That's one.
Yep, Helios is going to clean up troll bosses here. Gets him 1 tunnel as well, which is pretty nice. He'll have to progress Liurnia to get to the second one if he even wants it. Like, regardless, that's just a good play for getting ahead on 2 different squares.
Yeah. Right now, this is like the, what's that meme? It's like the making my way downtown for Helios on the left, where
Yeah.
he's just chilling and Sirius is in a war.
Yeah, and it's a tough thing mentally. Like, when you do have these kind of incidents early, you look at the clock, you're like, oh, I'm already like 15, 20 minutes in, and I don't feel like I've gotten anywhere. Like, it can be very like, oh, I need to make something happen now, which generally isn't the move. It seems weird, but at this point, you almost need to slow down, set yourself up, and just start prepping a couple different ideas, because if you just rush something, like, and you lose it, you're going to be even farther behind.
Spirit Glaive. Saitari's happy.
You know, Spirit Glaive, theoretically usable.
Mm-hmm. It's Saitari's favorite weapon. Saitari is he doesn't play in the leagues, but he's a great player and very involved in the community.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like he likes to play for fun. So also, I gotta get this off my chest. God bless the YouTube algorithm. It picked up my video. I thought it was dead. God bless it.
Give it a couple days. Let it cook. All right, now Helios going for Academy Key. He'll get into Rhea Lucaria.
Yeah.
Sirius running towards
Ensha.
Ensha.
I mean, I think he just wants to see the ball go through the hoop. Like he just wants to get a square on the board.
Just get one of the early squares on the board. You don't
Yeah.
want to lose them all.
Okay, this is also Helios going for the 5-time champion. He's the 5-time because Helios died to him 5 times in a row last season. Bulls, Carrion Knight.
The GOAT. Here comes the rematch. The one we've all been waiting for. Helios versus the 5-time
less damage.
champion, baby. He's got +8 Banished Knight's Howl, but Only enough Vig to take 2 hits.
Oh, I got stuck on the other
Will he
side
be
of
able
his
to clutch
arm.
up here? You want to hit the spinning strikes on the head if you can. It might be reaching through that hitbox there. Already down to half health.
This should kill.
It's the second stagger.
And then
And
he's
he's gonna
spinning
helicopter right in the booty here, and that's about it. All she wrote.
Yeah.
Helios with 2 troll bosses as well.
strikes. Yeah. Also, if anyone thinks it's, I understand it may come across a little rude to do the 5-time thing. We only do it because he's so damn good. We
Yeah.
can never, he very rarely gets humbled. So we will never allow him to forget about that incident. He still won that game, by the way, if anyone was curious. He still won.
All right. And now he's going to take advantage of Rhea. This is going to put Sirius in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
The board's going to be pretty close to shut down immediately.
Yep.
And Helios even could just go Atone, Tops, Key, Renala and do that.
Yeah. And I think... All right, we're good. I think for Sirius too, Sirius is probably going to be looking at a line. Sometimes your best
Yeah.
counterplay when you have a really bad start like this is just to find a line. That being said, it's really hard to do against Helios. He's a very experienced player. He's won a lot of games, but he's also lost a lot of games that he should have won, right? And he's experienced in being up and knowing how to shut down the board in these spots, right?
Yeah.
Also, he needs to be careful too, because we know Sirius has had a skill issue, right? Helios doesn't know anything. For all Helios knows, I don't know, Sirius could have 1 catacomb done, a Runebearer Grace set up in prep for Dragonkin, right? Sirius could have that. He could pop all of row 4 except for Somber 9. Right? Helios doesn't know anything.
Helios does now know he has Insha.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand C square, get something on the board. But that square almost tells you, if you're in a lead already, oh, they're just looking to get a square. I'm not sure how much they have, but it might not be a lot. They're in Liurnia. Maybe they had an incident at Red Wolf. Maybe something happened. But at 20 minutes, getting Insha does feel a bit you're okay, that's really weird. 'Cause
Genuinely,
they're not looking.
row 2 could kind of be a good idea. In the sense that you could do Runebear and Catacombs really fast. Make
He's going
Helios
straight to Runebear.
Yeah, make Helios go do Dragonkin or Somber 9, right? Make him go Dragonkin isn't as long, but it's really out of the way. Somber 9's a very long square. Putting bingo pressure on somebody and making them go do crappy squares while you can clean up the easier, the better squares that you want to do is a very viable strategy.
Yeah. And there is a way for Sirius to rush row 2 if he really wants to. Ice Spear would make Noble very doable. He puts it on the Halberd, getting a status effect with a +8. Even at low Vig, which is a little risky, you could get in and do Noble for your Somber 9. Dragonkin with spinning strikes is going to be fast if you can get behind him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all those squares in row 2 are doable.
Yeah, and it's not that
And
you
once
it's not that you need to rush it, right? Because you could just, if
No.
you get Runebear, Catacombs, and Ensha, right, you're forcing Helios into a crappy square early.
Yeah.
The only thing is those are both on diagonals. Diagonal squares are more valuable in the sense that they are attached to 3 bingo lines because it's the row, column, and the diagonal. So even though it's a crappier square in terms of time commitment, positionally, they're pretty good.
Yeah. I do have a hard time seeing, and maybe this is crazy, Dragonkin or Somber 9 being enough of an issue for Helios in terms of blocking that it gives you too much advantage. It's nice to send him somewhere, but I think Dragonkin is probably the better one. You hope he goes there, because if he gets a Somber 9, good luck.
Yeah, especially because Somber 9 Death's Poker.
Yeah, that will pretty much that'll pretty much be all she wrote.
You're cooked. All right, we're gonna have 2 fights. We'll have Runebearer on the right side with Sirius, and then Helios fighting the Red Wolf on the left side.
Which of these guys is more chaotic? Runebearer or Red Wolf?
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and Sirius goes down.
Oh no, this is just not Sirius's day.
No. Red Wolf getting absolutely mollywopped there.
Good fight.
Helios showing us how it's done.
And also, I think it goes like one of the things is with bingo, I can understand, especially from like a viewer perspective, where it's like, if good at Elden Ring, good at bingo. That's not true. Like bingo, like it is true to an extent, but like bingo is a very learned and rehearsed skill, right? Like the amount of time spent practicing and how good you are at all these like bingo specific bosses is very, very learned and trained, right? Like Helio, like the amount of times, like time that bingo players have spent fighting like just Margit or just Red Wolf or just Falling Star Beast, right?
Yeah.
Is huge. Because I do think this is a situation where, like, I think Sirius is probably a better all-around Elden Ring player, but like, you're playing Helios in his backyard, right? With this format. And there's Turtle Pope for Helios.
No, you did Runebear. Okay.
Runebear's
I don't think I
actually a
need to
good
worry
square to
about that
get right
line.
there,
I get
though.
+9 in any case.
Column 1's kind of fast. Wouldn't want to have to worry about that.
Yeah. So Helios there, he's not concerned at all about row 2. He is just like, yeah, I win Somber 9.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of my big concern.
Yeah.
Of row 2 is like, you give him Somber 9, which will be actually probably relatively quick since he's in Rhea already. He just has to fight Noble and get to the 7, grab the 8 and 9, which will also put him closer to Fort Feroth for Dectus if he decides to go that way instead of Virgins.
Yeah, I know Helios likes to parry, but if he does have a parry shield, he can do Runebear, or he can do Noble immediately. Also, a really interesting catacomb here from Sirius, a catacomb that you don't see too often. This is Cliff Bottom Catacombs. So this one is Cliff Bottom the snail, or is it the watchdog?
The watchdog.
Watchdog. There are also
Snail's under the avatar.
There also is a colossal check here.
Yep.
I don't think it's from the boss though, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's beforehand. It's normally the watchdog staff. The reason why I say check also, weapons are randomized in this format with other weapons of the same type. So a colossal will always be a colossal, but it can be any colossal. Also, what is this Somber for? Did you know this existed?
Where is he? I knew it was there. I never go get it. I've never thought about going to get it.
That's the first time I've seen it.
I mean, surely you could just run over to the one by EG in the same amount of time.
Yeah, but this is cooler. That's
It
what
was pretty
Helios
swag.
would say.
Actually, it might be faster. That drop in ladder might be faster than running over, almost certainly. So you can get a 3 and a 4 in Rhea relatively easily if you're going over to Tops's key or imbued sword keys. Okay. You do need to feel like you have time. Normally you're kind of racing these.
Watch, after that note, I'm gonna see 3 people get that Somber 4 next.
Ey, was ist denn heute los? What the fuck?
Oh no.
First of all, one shot, what the fuck? Mann,
Sirius just
wahrscheinlich.
Uncharacteristically having a lot of deaths.
He's
it's
having
a tough thing to have.
He's having a serious challenge right now.
Yep. That's one way to say it.
Yeah. Helios is now going for... Oh, okay. He's running this way to top ski.
Interesting. That's why he set up that grace.
Oh, Cora knows German, apparently. The translation for that was, "What is happening today?" Thank you.
Me too, Sirius. I felt the same way. All right, Watchdog attempt 2. And Sirius does have his strafes down, right? Like, there's no big issue with how he's playing this fight. I think he just got unlucky. Gets the stagger into wild strikes. Plays it a little risky there. You can trade that, but always nerve-wracking.
All right, Helios gets top's key there.
And there's the first catacomb for Sirius, I believe.
Yep.
I don't think he got the colossal check either.
No, I don't think he did.
And I think that Watchdog staff is in the snail catacomb, not that one. I might be
Is
wrong.
it the snail catacomb? Let me check.
I'm pretty sure it is. There might not even have been a colossal check there, which makes that a very awkward choice when there's... I mean, the Watchdog catacomb right next to Kale and this duelist,
Oh.
right?
I'm wrong. Yeah, sorry, my bad. It is in Road Ends. Road's End.
Yeah,
It's
so-
the other one.
I mean, it's a fast catacomb, I guess. If you're at Liurnia Highway North, maybe it is faster than the other Watchdog. But maybe just a little off meta.
Yeah.
Get Nexus in here to time that. Where's our timer, man? Go test that.
It's already been done. It's already being done.
Duelist Catacomb, though,
Yeah.
one of the fastest catacombs by quite a margin.
We have a contingent of psychos in the league, headed up by Nexus, who you'll see play later on this week. When does he?
I think he's either tonight or late tomorrow.
No, you'll see him play in the next match actually, right after this one. There's a contingent of psychos who will like continuously research and find strats. Like they've been watching like old Catalyst videos and speedruns to try to look for little skips and stuff that they could apply to bingo. Like it's pretty insane.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And the worst part is Helios doesn't necessarily contribute, but he just sits there in the calls and just picks up all the strats. He's like, okay, cool. Like I didn't have to do any of the work, but I now know that this exists. Thank you. I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Yeah. I'm starting to notice every fight Sirius is just playing a bit reckless, which I think is good. He's trying to make up time. He's just letting the trades happen. I think he's pretty aware of what hits he can and can't take, so he's making it work.
Helios is unhappy
Small
there.
shield check, and Helios is definitely thinking Somber 9 right now, which...
Yeah. Well, I know Helios likes to parry Noble. Like, he really does prefer Noble with parries. He can do it without it, but he feels a lot more comfortable with parry. So you can see he was pretty disheartened when that small shield check did not hit.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's tough about forcing row 2 is if you lose Somber 9, you're putting Helios right next to Virgins. And he's one of the players where I would be like, yeah, they'll probably do it without a lightning weapon anyway.
And he has a
Banish
lightning
Knights
weapon.
+8. Yeah, and he does have a lightning weapon, right? Which you can't know that if you're serious. But I understand why he's pushing the bingo, right? Making this threat will buy him time to catch up here in square count, but I think it might, like, forcing Somber 9 this early against someone who can do it might be the wrong call. We'll see. Early Noble can always cause incidents, right? Like, plenty of stuff could happen.
Yeah, and Sirius here now going through
Heads up
Celia.
play.
Might be getting
Grab the
all-
rock grease.
Yep.
One of the most useful items you can possibly grab. I like that a lot.
We're gonna see a cage skip here from Helios.
It's
Very
so
clean.
sick.
He's so hot.
I get that pretty consistently in games now, which I'm happy about.
And he will be going to get
In
the
practice,
somber
I do seem
6
to
and
mess it
5
up,
here, which
but
makes a
not
lot of sense,
games.
right?
Which, hey, if you want a bad relationship with the skip, that's the best bad relationship you can get.
He was explaining his skip. His bad relationship with skips.
Not a big fan.
Yeah. Like, you can just tell how comfortable Helios is, like, because he's just so matter of fact about his games when he plays.
Right. Ugh.
I wonder if he's. Yeah, there's no way he goes in upgrades here. Just grabs the summer 5 and 6.
Yeah, I mean, he can't go upgrade, right?
Yeah. Because he don't have to run back for the grace.
You'd either have to go all the way down to Virgin's Grace, or he could just kill Noble here, which I
Yep.
think he's fine with.
So here's Noble from Helios.
Okay.
I'm curious to see how he approaches this. Death Poker's a great weapon here. I think, is it +0?
It's +4.
+4, okay, I missed that. Good R1 damage. Luckily, we are not worried about the actual damage of this weapon, only the Ash of War.
It's hard to get off, though.
Yeah. You only need
Like-
one for the initial Frost proc, which is nice. You can run away and run Noble into the path to get tick damage. But he will sometimes, yeah, jump out of it there. Hitting
Yeah,
the
like-
full Ash of War off is hard. Also, I don't know if Helios brought any blues with him.
Gets tagged there.
Beautiful stagger, that'll help.
Oh, why'd he
lot.
take the riposte?
He should, yeah, get this right here.
The rare charge R2 with Death Poker?
Doesn't happen a lot.
That was pretty
He
good.
has to actually take that
We're gonna
riposte
not die
because he's
now.
out of blue.
Alright, roll out. Whoa. You can run under that?
Yeah, it looked like he also did toss a dodge in there, but
Yeah, he did sauce a dodge in there, yeah.
Where is he? Oh, son of a bitch. Why did he roll that way?
oh, kind of awkward positioning there for a second, but good recovery.
Oh, great attack.
Oh, great
Nice. Nice
Press
roll.
Cheeky little.
Well, that's 50,000
He
runes.
drops he dropped Stitcher again. This is a vanilla.
Interesting.
That's the second time we've seen a vanilla drop from him this weekend.
Former
There's-
commentator Harv, you're on it. Check
Yeah,
that out.
There's so for anyone who doesn't know, like there's weird quirks of the randomizer. Most of the time, vanilla checks can't drop vanilla weapons, but like sometimes it can. Our modding team, including Harv, who did commentary in the last match, are trying to figure it out. So I don't know. We look into that stuff because it's weird quirks of Elden Ring randomizers.
Indeed. There's a lot of killing to do on this board now, and
Yeah,
Helios is going to have a +9.
Death Poker.
Yeah, this is going to be
Nishki.
tough. I mean, if I were serious, I would be thinking about Ice Spear for sure. I don't know if he did the Great Sword check yet while we were away and knows he can have Death's Poker. But, I mean, a +8 with Ice Spear. Like, I don't know if you want to spend too much more time at this point in the match looking for anything else. He actually is doing checks.
Yeah, I also don't know if Sirius checked Greatsword.
I don't think he did. He's doing all these checks, and I think he missed Greatsword check.
Yeah. Which is an easy one to, like, if you don't do it right away, it's an easy one to forget that you didn't do, because you typically do it right at the start. Do.
Yeah. I almost said it as well.
Yeah.
Glad we're so mature.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was going to question if Helios had the Stone Sword keys, but this is Helios. He'll know if he does. He almost certainly does.
Yeah.
My bad for doubting you, Helios.
I mean, you see him make these mistakes in practice games sometimes, but in officials, he typically never does.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seeds are random, by the way. Yeah, random seeds. I make the seeds before each game and then feed them to the players.
Correct. So Sirius is using this time he's made for himself to get Altis, which is a great move normally. I think, unfortunately, Helios is going to be able to blast Virgins.
Yeah.
So,
well, and also, Death Poker is a great weapon for Virgins, actually, even though it doesn't do lightning damage. It's so good against Virgins, actually, that for any percent glitchless on the Death Poker route, you do Virgins.
oh god.
Yep.
I've never seen it in action, so I will be excited to see this move. Helios is almost certainly going to do that immediately after.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Bloodhound's Fang route, it was always Dectus, but with the Death Poker route, you do Virgins.
Fair enough.
And I don't think they have a Somber 9 at that point. Granted, they'd have other buffs, but...
Yeah, he'd have maybe a +6, probably a +4.
I think +6.
Or 5, depending on which 5 they grab.
Yeah.
I guess if you go through Manor, yeah, 5, 6 are right there. It would be a 6.
Except Helios might do Dectus just because he needs to go to Dragon Barrow anyways for the Somber 8 and 9.
Surely he doesn't also want to run down to Fort Height. Is there any value in killing Virgins on the board? Not really. No dual bosses or anything. Helios with his crazy version of Celia Skip.
That's the ASIM skip.
Yeah, I have not seen that one. That was new to me.
Yeah, ASIM
like
came
it.
up with that when ASIM like first started playing bingo with us. ASIM's another Golden Order player. He started playing with us last season, and he was like a new player playing with the Golden Order guys, and that's how he got so good, because he was just getting his butt kicked for a while until he figured it out. But yeah, he was having trouble with the greasy branch on Celia Skip. So he found that where you jump over, it loses a couple seconds, but if it's actually a lot safer because that branch you can slip off of very easily.
Yeah. And Sirius hitting a colossal check at the moment. What'll it be?
Yeah. The thing is, DP is so... I couldn't see what it was.
Moonrithel Night Sword.
Moonrithels is good. Moonrithels
Yeah.
is really good.
I don't think the stat requirements are too outrageous either.
No, Sirius does not have DP. He did not do Greatsword check.
Looked like 20 strength, 18 or 19 int, something like that. All right, Sirius back at his old nemesis. Oh, that's tough positioning for that move. It's really hard to get a strafe when he wants to do that on an edge. You should see the phase transition now.
Nice dodge.
Yeah, much cleaner dodges this go around.
Yeah.
And that should finish it up.
War das so schwer?
Stormveil
noises.
access unlocked. That'll get him Godric's Great Rune, probably Colossal Remembrance only. As Helios here works on getting his Somber 8
There's
and
8.
9.
I like that he did the Ash of War on the Scarab.
Hey, gotta let that Scarab know who the big dog
Yeah.
is, dude.
Speaking of big dog, did you see? Have you heard the clip we added, the soundboard we added in
yeah.
the Discord from Tanner
I've been
yesterday?
using it.
It's incredible.
All right, and that will be a Somber 9 for Helios,
Yeah, this is really scary.
which 40 minutes into
Helios-
the match is...
What the fuck?
I never like pushing people into Somber 9 unless it's late. 'Cause if they're willing to go do that, it just creates
Gus
so
gun.
many other problems for you. Now you gotta look at column 2, if you're serious, right? And you're just gonna be losing so much time to
Yeah.
every single fight.
All right, and Helios is going virgins. I wonder if Helios looks for a bingo here, or if he just sees square get square, because so the only bingo available to Sirius is column 3,
Yep.
which is very capital heavy. Granted, actually does have good synergy if he was to go for it, because he's not set up for it. But hypothetically, if he was, right? Godfrey
Yeah.
icons, you need Academy. You kill Renala, is in Academy. Renala is a shard bearer that gets you closer to capital.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you go clean up capital.
And I think the unfortunate thing is Helios is gonna recognize that one of those 4 squares shuts down the board for him.
Yeah.
Icons builds his diag as well, both diags. So I think Helios just, as he makes his way through Volcano Manor here, goes to hit icons, and he's ahead on both at this point.
Yeah.
So as good as that column may look, and I think Sirius should push it, obviously, I think if you're trying to make decisions here, that's what you have to do with the information you have is, I need to make a threat, I need to buy myself time, column 3 is all I got left. Maybe try to push him to capital early to block me so I can make up some time.
Yeah.
And what he has no way of possibly knowing is he's pretty far behind on both icons. He can maybe assume that about the Radagon's icon. Maybe he thinks he's ahead on Altis.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think on like this, it just Sirius is just in a tough spot. Like it just wasn't Sirius's day early. Like some uncharacteristic mistakes and like, unfortunately for Sirius, the levels gotten to a point pretty much in any game where if you make those type of mistakes early, it's gonna be very difficult to come back no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, losing anywhere between like 3 and 10 minutes early is gonna just be a problem. Obviously, much worse if it's 10 than 3, but even just losing a couple minutes to like 1 death is a pretty severe issue usually, it feels like.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I expect.
And there's a +9 weapon.
And there's a stream freeze.
Well, we saw what it was doing. I have a feeling that second virgin is already dead.
Let me go check on Helios.
All right.
Yo, Helios, did your stream go down?
Yeah, I think I'm having Wi-Fi issues.
Do you need to pause? Oh no, you're good. You're good. Sending you back. All right, we're good. Stream
I
just
think
cut out.
after he finished that fight, so he's already
Yeah.
in Altis. I mean, on this board, Altus, you got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. He totally
5,
used
6.
he totally tactically used cheat engine there to kill the second virgin. That's 100% what happened.
Yeah, after he one-shot the first virgin.
Yeah.
He was like,
I
oh, you
think
know what? Not enough damage. Let me just quick crash the stream and turn on one hit.
Yeah.
That feels like something that would happen, surely.
Mm-hmm. Sirius here is going for Godric Colossal.
It gets him some good blocks. I like this play, right?
Yeah,
Block
and he can
1,
restore Godric's Great Rune,
block
right?
column 2. 2 pretty quick squares as well, which is what you need to be looking for when you're behind. This will catch him up to 5-5, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
Freut mich, dass mein Gegner ein wirklich gutes Spiel
Might be
hat.
the best play for him here, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're serious, you have two options in this situation. It's either full send the column, the one bingo you have available, or just like find synergies, try to get squares, and just play solid and, you know, hope maybe there's some snipes and things bounce your way, right? And it is going to be a 5-5 game. The problem is Sirius is just so well set up.
Helios. But
Or,
yeah, I mean,
Helios is so well set up, yeah.
he's well set up, both character, weapon, and just map progression wise. I think he's winning in all 3 of those categories. And he is going for icons. Like I said earlier, that square pretty much dashes a lot of hope.
Volcano. Save us, Volcano. Capital kann nicht möglich an seine
It makes threats that are going to be hard to deal with as well. Both diagonals, like you can block with Bloodhound Knight, but then you're going to waste more time progressing forward.
One interesting thing here, Helios has locked himself out of Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blood.
Really?
Yeah, by getting into Altus and starting the festival, Blide moves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a chance both players could lock themselves out. I've seen it before. If Sirius goes into Altus, both players will be locked out of that square. They won't know it, right? Because it's not like it's a mismark. It's just impossible to complete.
Yeah. That is an interesting one, because there is no way to recover that even if you finish Radon, correct?
Nope. Yep, it's just a dead square. At least for Helios, and if Sirius goes to Altus, it's fully dead.
Which is a problem. Although if Sirius is aware of that, which he plays a lot of rando, so I don't know if... I mean, that's not something I'm aware of, but I don't really summon.
It's a very...
You don't have to worry about that diagonal. At least one of them is essentially blocked for you now, once you see an Altus mark.
Yeah. It doesn't come in... The only way you know it is either just having a lot of Elden Ring experience, which Sirius does, or... bingo, right? Like very
bingo specific one, I think, because even summoning Blide is quite the journey.
I mean, literally the only time I've ever seen someone actually summon Blide is in bingo, because even on a first playthrough, like that's a very niche quest to kind of do, right?
Yeah, figuring out you have to like snap and
yeah,
it's a weird thing.
Yeah. In like on a second playthrough, you're probably not using an NPC summon unless you just want to do the quest lines, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very bingo specific thing.
Just one Ash of War and then another half of one already. That's 3. He's already at half health. You can see the +9 Des Poker here becoming, you know, disgustingly OP, and kind of why I was worried about it being a problem here. Serious. Because this fight normally takes a minute. It's not hard, but he has a lot of health.
Yeah, he's really tanky.
+4, like
He's pretty good.
And that
way
took
tankier than Godric.
maybe a little less than a minute there.
Like, I'm not sure if you guys were looking at the damage numbers. The damage, like the amount of damage that he's doing is in the thousands.
Yeah.
Like thousands of damage with each Ash of War. It's incredible.
Which is rare to see in bingo.
Yes. Very rare.
Very, very rare. And Sirius making his way towards Loretta by looking at blocking that bingo. This might be the most efficient block. There's really not a lot of value on any of those 3 diagonal squares that gets you somewhere else, but you definitely have to worry about it. Or he could just run to Bellum, it looks like. Actually, he's going to ignore that. Maybe picking up that Grace would be helpful later. He could also be of the mind of, like, I have to catch up so much. Maybe I just can't worry about the bingo right now. It's something I think can be really smart of people to do, is say, yeah, if I actually focus on blocking now and try to make sure I'm not going to get bingoed, I'm just going to lose outright because I'm going to waste time. And I think that's a really hard thing to balance. I think all of the players in Golden Order are pretty good at it. But how much you actually respect a bingo threat can really help you either save time, or if you evaluate wrong, lose time or a game.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, Sirius is going to, we're going to see both players locked out of Bloodhound Knight summoning Blide. Neither of them are going to, like, yeah, they'll just both be locked out. I guess the only thing that does mean is that if Helios gets to 12, it's effectively over. We'll still play it out unless it's 12-12, right?
Yeah, first player to 12 wins now
Yeah.
for majority instead of 13 being the winning number. Which is not an awful thing. It's not a huge difference, but kind of funny that it happened.
We'll still play it out for continuity's sake, mainly because squares and bingos could be a tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Definitely.
So,
are we aware of how the tiebreakers are going to work this season?
yeah, it's in the rule book if you read it.
Hell no.
So it's obviously record first, and then head to head after head to head. Like if there's like a triangle, right, where it's like player A beat player B beat player C, and player C beat player A, then it's bingos, and then after bingos it comes down to
Oh,
squares.
he's dead.
Okay. Well, there's 2 one-shot bosses there. I mean, honestly, like, that bingo threat's going to be annoying now for Sirius as well. Row 3 looks really good.
Also picked up Raptor's Black Feathers for better jump attacks.
That's how you get your poise damage if you're trying to get some poise damage out of Death's Poker. That's not what you are ever looking for, but also just in case.
That's little stuff that good bingo players look for. Like the armor and stuff is randomized too. Something like Raptor's Black Feathers comes up less, but there are helmets that do seriously buff stats, and those matter a lot. And if you know to look out for them, most of them are DLC helmets. There are some from base game too, like the Okina mask, but yeah, they seriously buff stats.
Rakshasa's armor for even just a little 2% damage buff can always be a good grab. Puts you a little ahead, right? It's something extra.
Yeah, the Imp masks, Lada's armor for better rolling attacks and running attacks. Yeah, I think Sirius might be going Exaltation here, but this will be a snipe.
Yeah. I mean, there's just pretty much no way Helios dies here unless both Cumbugs fully dodge the Ash of War and then both hit him.
How much I watched you die to Cumbugs doing Vigor only. Anyone can die to Cumbugs.
This is true.
Yeah.
I think the Ash of War one-shots him, though. That's the only reason I'm that confident. I think he walks in there, and even from a distance, I don't think he has to walk up to him. I think the trail effect, because the Cumbugs hit harder than pretty much any boss in the game. It's kind of obscene.
Yeah.
I did die at like 56 Vig doing a Vig-only challenge run. And like 2 shots.
Yeah.
I think it was a spear and a blast. So, anyone actually can die here. That's true. But they have 0 health and 0 poise. Like, I think from the doorway, if he Ash Award at one, it would die with a +9.
Yeah. If he just looks at it with the Ghost Flame Ignition, it'll die.
They might die before heating swing.
Serious.
Oh my god.
Actually, this might be the best thing that could have happened to him, because if he goes Lightning Ram, he can avoid the bingo. But that...
Yeah, honestly, not getting into the cave is a good thing, because getting out, It's either Memory of Grace or... Oh, shit.
Holy.
They're doing cumbug
Bro
things.
fucking machine gunned me. That was the vigor check of the season. Oh, yeah,
But it doesn't matter. For a second there, I had hope. Cumbug incident series back.
love. I love.
You love.
I love. All right, Sirius has to go lightning ram.
Yeah, I mean you have no choice here if you're serious.
Helios
Like, oh great.
trying to do Bloodhound Knight. He was, and then he got realized he was locked out.
Don't know if I can. I need to.
That
adjust
diagonal is
that later.
devastating if you can do it.
I'm just gonna do.
No, he
Loretta
can't.
and
It's not
Warface
possible.
then. Oh,
Oh, I know. I said if you can do
guess I can do
it.
Loretta first. It doesn't really fucking matter. He could get warm face. Don't care.
Unfortunate.
I'm just gonna go Renala after this anyway. Loretta, warm face, Renala, maybe even Tunnels.
Helios
after
just gets
that.
to go C square, do square.
Yeah, he's gonna go Loretta.
Is there any further value there? Not really. I guess if you're building your diagonal, again, forcing another unfortunate block, you probably try to do Millicent's Needle and have him run to the Dragonkin after this. Helios kind of puppeteering Sirius here a little bit, which just sucks when it happens to you. I've been in that position. When you feel like you only have options to block and you're not able to really make the decisions you feel are optimal. It's so annoying. There is a benefit to Ash of War Lightning Ram, at least somewhat, in pushing yourself closer to capital. You grab the right graces here. But not a fun square to be forced into either.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, so Loretta Warmface. Yeah, Helios is just gonna clean this up with majority.
Yeah, I mean, he can kill everything faster. You can go to Renala. And
He can't kill. No, he can't really kill Renala faster. He has to wait for the summons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said that, and I'm like, well, he could accidentally one-shot her when he walks in. That'd be a problem.
We saw Ginger do that yesterday. He went for an R1 and accidentally riposted and killed her, and then had to quit out.
And resetting that fight sucks.
Yeah.
But outside of Renala and Lightning Ram, everything else on this board should be faster for Helios. Which is just tough.
Yeah. All right, Helios is gonna go nuke Loretta.
This should be good. What do you think? 2 inputs or 3 inputs?
Oh, she's
One of
tanky.
the few. She's magic resistant.
Oh, yep. And frost resistant. This might be the hardest boss Helios has left.
Well, not so tanky anymore, are ya?
Yeah, that full damage is insane.
There goes
You can't
Loretta.
really stand still. Holy smokes. Sirius chasing around a scarab. One of the true final bosses of Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. I thought laxative percent was the final boss of Elden Ring.
I said one of. That is
Yeah.
perhaps the final boss.
Yeah. I think it should be an official category.
God, no, please.
I mean,
I
couldn't
don't
you just
wanna
see
have
it
to
like
run that demonic run.
NPT doing 2 gods laxative percent?
No. It's crazy. He's fast enough to pull that shit off. But
Yeah,
no.
he is fast enough to pull that shit off.
That's
It would
essentially
just-
what. That's essentially what the original video was supposed to be, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, it would just be a normal speedrun with an upset tummy for the last 30 minutes.
And a consequence for the rest of the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
And Sirius just now finally getting to the actual killing of the lightning
Yeah.
rams.
I know this sounds really weird, but that's kind of a mistake. He should have put Lightning Ram on the Banished Knight's Halberd, because without FP, he will not one-shot the sheep.
Yeah, it's a very niche little nitpicky thing, but that is
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, like sometimes I say these little nitpicky things. It's mainly because like I know the players. We do post the VODs. Being honest, most of the people who watch them back are just the players, right? Looking for strats, and like sometimes they note it. Like they're like, "Oh, this is good to know for for the future, right?"
Yeah.
Because with FP he will one shot, but without he will not.
5.
And he's going with the strat of just go in there. That was nice. A little bit of a massacre initially.
Dann. Mann, die Rolle mal weg. 8, 9, 10.
Nicely done there by Sirius. Does block the bingo.
Yeah, and that's the kind of win you're looking for right now.
Yeah. I
Just
know,
keep
like,
making good plays. You never know what could happen, right?
yeah, the players put, even though, like, obviously, first off, you want to win the game. We're going to have a Worm Face race. But the players do put an immense amount of pride on not getting bingoed.
Yeah, getting bingoed. Like, I might actually retire if I got bingoed.
Yeah.
Which, tomorrow I have Shura, so if someone's going to do it.
I would expect Helios to do the quit out tech here. So what he's going to do is till these two Guardians probably get off his horse and then quit out. Oh, Deathblight? Is he not going to quit out? I would quit out. The reason why you quit out is because Wormface then goes back to his like laying down position. He probably could have just done Ghost Flame Ignition once and killed him.
Yeah.
Now, Tremendous Phalanx in Moonwithals is going to be really good because it'll be massive stance pressure, and Wormface takes so much damage to the head. Sirius actually might win this race. He does take the riposte, though.
Crazy snipe.
You don't want to take the riposte. Oh, nope. Helios got a Ghost Flame Ignition off.
And look at that. So much damage.
Yeah. Does just finish a fight out there. Now Helios is going for tunnels.
Smart.
There's a duo tunnel. Like Helios can just C square get square, right?
Yeah.
Especially with this Somber 9 Bloodhound's Fang, you know that unless Sirius has something prepped, you're faster to every square that you go for. Like you just win the race.
Sirius also looking at tunnels, probably concerned about the diagonal there. Maybe row 5, but
Yeah, Sirius might not know about the Blide thing.
I think it's, yeah, he doesn't know about the Blide thing.
I mean, how Helios forgot about it for a second. Like, he went to go kill Kali and then was like, wait, shit, I can't do this square.
Yeah. Because I think in Sirius's position, maybe Millicent's Needle. It's a long square, but you do kind of want to worry about getting 2 lines blocked, perhaps, in the diagonal and row 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which Millicent Needle
but it
accomplishes.
doesn't. The thing is, though, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, unless you just don't want to get bingo majoritied, right?
Yeah.
Because the only bingo that Helios can do before winning by majority is the bottom left to top right. Because 3 squares wins no matter what they are.
Yeah. This is where it becomes just really hard to make decisions if you're serious. Because nothing feels good at this point, probably, I have to imagine.
Yeah. And I know Sirius will want the bingo because that's who he is, but also don't think he really cares because, bingos are a tiebreaker, but in Helios's mind, like, look, he's like, I'm going undefeated. Why do I need tiebreakers if I just simply don't lose?
Hey, it's valid strategy, right?
Yeah.
If I don't lose, I don't have to worry about tiebreakers. And Sirius, that Colossal actually keeping him in that race relatively good for the Crystallians. He's not too far behind there.
Yeah, because Helios had to stance break them first before using Ghost Flame Ignition, but on this Falling Star Beast, it'll be a big difference.
Yeah, will we see the Celia Tunnel skip?
Do the skip. Helios, you coward.
No skip
Man,
from Helios.
I wish I could just pull him in here and be like, yo, you got to retire, big dog. Like, you really didn't do that? Like, come on.
It's a pretty gross skip. It's entirely feel and vibes based.
That's
There's
why
no
you
good
have to
lineups
do
or
it.
anything.
That's why you have to do it.
Yeah. It's a pretty common skip. You can jump from the ground to the left where Helios is right now up to this ladder essentially.
Yeah.
And skip that whole running section. Very common to see in earlier bingo formats because rushing Falling Star Beast and like Commander O'Neill was just rushing Kaled tended to be a pretty strong early play. In our format, not so much. Rushing Falling Star Beast is not very common. It'll happen on some boards, but
I think I'm the biggest advocate of the Falling Star Beast thing, mainly because A, I love my little rock doggy. He's a good boy. And B, because you get a somber 5 and 6.
yeah.
Sirius is...
And a 4.
Okay, this is
if
more
you're
interesting.
grabbing it.
We're going to watch Sirius. I think he's just going to try to straight up fight O'Neill. This is way more interesting than Sirius nuking the rock dog.
Yeah, if you can get this riposte here... Oh, does he need one more attack?
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah. Maybe not quite enough damage there.
All right, Rock Dog's dead, by the way. And that's his third tunnel, because he also did the troll at the start of the game.
Unironic strategy for fighting O'Neill. Parries are exceptional if you do find a small shield with parry on it.
Okay,
I think
most of them are very easy.
Sirius might, or I think Helios might just fight O'Neill straight up too.
Crazy is if Helios goes to fight him straight up right now, he might kill him first.
He might just die while he's standing there. I want to check it. I want to see how much damage this does. Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
I mean, I brought up earlier, pushing someone into a +9 can really backfire.
Especially when it's DP.
Yep. It was his best move at the time, and what's crazy is, like, forcing that early just made this an almost impossible win, I think.
Yeah, that is one thing that is scary about pushing a line, is, like, you can push someone into
A really
the
good
best
idea.
play. Yeah. Like, we saw it yesterday in the Dino ASIM game, right? Dino did Godskin, Apostle, and Kaled early, which was a sick play, right? But it forced ASIM into Leonine, which was just the best play. And kind of ended the game.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most dangerous parts of, like, it's not dangerous, but something you really have to keep in mind when you're kind of pushing your own lines is, am I going to open myself up to something worse, right?
Yeah.
You can't fault Sirius in any way for pushing row 2. He needed something at that point to buy himself some time. And against a lot of players who maybe aren't comfortable in Volcano Manor or don't want to do Noble early, they go do Dragonkin and you buy yourself a lot of time. And it's like, you don't really lose much. But if someone is willing to go push the Somber 9 there, it will create a problem for you because you're never catching up on weapon level. The best
Also,
you're doing is a 6.
Also, chat, I know you'll be disappointed. I'm not getting Sirius's reaction on this. He's going to be pissed. I don't need to add insult to injury at this point.
Yeah. This just sucks. Because the timing is right. He goes in Mark's tunnels while you're fighting O'Neal. You feel good. He goes and essentially one-shots O'Neal.
Yeah. You just, DP'd O'Neal.
Yep.
I think Helios is looking tree spirits.
Probably. The easiest way to finish the game. If he takes that, you can go try to do Ronaldo.
Or he's double prepping because he's Helios and is going all the way to capital.
Yeah. Double prepping at this point is kind of crazy, but it's good to stick to your fundamentals.
He's done it. He will do it.
Yeah, it's good to stick to your fundamentals, right? You should always have 2 squares ready to go.
That's funny.
Even if it's 12-6, like, you could just end up, if you keep pushing squares, getting the most insane comeback pulled because they just soul read you.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what the score is when you're closing out a game, you want to be smart about it.
Yeah, so that's why when we say double prep, basically in the end game, right, especially if you're at 12 squares, instead of just hard going for 1 square, you prep multiple squares. That way, if you get sniped on one of the squares that you're prepping, it's fine. You just go complete the other one. Awesome. Plus, by getting sniped, you know where your opponent was, and as a result, you should almost guaranteed have a lead on the other square that you were going for.
Yeah. Get halfway through 1 square, go to another square. If you get sniped, boom, you're halfway through another square, you're going to be ahead, right?
Damn, I had even more time than that. I could have done 2 there.
The safest way to play once you get to 12. There's no reason not to do it.
He might kill me. Hold on.
This tree avatar with quite a large amount of health, not actually getting one shot. Crazy.
He was just trying to get a stagger. There, gets it.
No,
okay, now he's
poetry,
dead.
okay.
Yep. Yep, double prepping. Now he's going to do Renala.
Let's get
Smart.
the decks up to go to Renala.
Why Dex? Int.
Jesus
You want
Christ,
Int.
I had that many levels in the bank.
Not necessarily
I
with
guess I
Death
never did
Poker.
instant
You
jump
get
this
almost no
game.
value on the Astral War out of leveling Int. It
Really?
pretty much primarily
Yeah,
goes
that's
with weapon
something-
level. Whereas you actually get
I
physical
have a
damage out of
ridiculous
leveling up
amount
your
of
decks.
shit anyway.
Like you're gonna overall it's at
pretty
more
much a
damage to
Rossi
level up
sweep.
decks at this point. So I think
Fair
like
enough.
40 to 80 Int on Death Poker is the same thing. I think 20 to 40 is essentially the same thing. It really doesn't do much. Like the better way is to get it to +10 and then stack buffs. The scaling doesn't really affect the Astral War all that much.
Also, guys, we have 2 more matches after this. So we have Nexus versus Moody. Nexus is first place in the Recusants division and going to look to keep his undefeated streak alive. One of 2, him and Helios are the only 2 undefeateds left. And then we have a massive game in the Crucible. It is between Mayor and Snowy. And let me just get my facts straight here. Give me 1 second. So Mayor and Snowy are the only only 2 undefeateds left in the Crucible. The Crucible is a waterfall format, so you play someone with the same record as you every time. So whoever wins this game between Mayor and Snowy will be the last undefeated player in the Crucible this season. So it's a really big game. Very excited for that one. And I'm going to be joined by Graphic for these next 2 games. And Graphic also finished 2nd place in the Crucible last season. So he knows he's going to be the perfect person to commentate that game. And I'm very excited to have him.
Graphics awesome. That'll be 2 good matches to watch.
Yeah.
Nexus, much like Helios, if you just want to learn weird stuff about Elden Ring by watching someone play, they'll throw some skips and routing in that'll blow your mind.
Yep. So Sirius is going for Tree Spirits, but this Renala will be for the game, so we're going to go full screen with Helios here.
And this is magic damage, so it allegedly should be worse,
This
but
weapon is
as you
pretty
can
good,
see,
huh?
Well, she's
Not really.
80% resistant, but
It's fucking magic damage.
yeah,
on
it doesn't
Renala.
matter.
Hey, you got the tree spirits. Look at that.
And even on that
My
jump
double
attack.
burping has been vindicated.
Only thing Helios
Damn,
has to
Oathsworn
kind of
Giant
be aware
already.
of is
Just looking
accidentally
for
killing
one
her.
more one. Stagger
Already has
maybe?
his first summon.
Stagger maybe? There. Fuck you, Oathsworn Giant. Whatever. Fuck. Wait. Wait.
I think he tunnel visioned.
Bozo.
He saw
Am I too
red.
late?
He saw red.
Oh no, she's still alive. Thank fuck. I was
Ginger's
so
not the only one.
enamored
That's
by
twice
the
this
amazing
weekend we've
damage.
seen that.
It's a really
The
easy
destructive
mistake
power
to
of
make.
Death's poker.
You just run into Renola,
That
you
I
need to do it
lost
with
my
4 summons, you're
way
like, oh, I just have to kill Renola.
Forgot
Suddenly.
what my square was.
I've seen a lot of people forget that. Doesn't even need the Ash Award to 1 phaser. That's crazy.
No. Well, she's 80% resistant to magic, so actually the physical damage might be better. It is a +9.
Yeah, probably.
I might swap to Banished Knights over here. Yeah, I don't really trust this weapon.
Yeah, swapping to Banish Knight so he
Like,
doesn't
I got a
accidentally
Frost proc that does giga-trillion damage. I might be fucked. Oh, what the hell? That's 2, right?
It's at least 2. When counting, always assume you're at the lowest number.
There's 3.
Here's 3.
That's
Helios
one giant over
closing
here
in
is
on his
pretty
victory
annoying.
here. Just needs to not get memed by any of the spells.
Okay, maybe one more.
And honestly,
one.
as
And
soon
he
as
needs
she
one more
summons,
summon.
it's over. There it is.
Yeah.
Is that 4? Yeah, I did get all 4. Yeah. Okay.
And GG's, that'll be the game.
GG's to Helios.
Hell of a game by Helios.
Weave thy night into being.
That should be GG's. Good game.
He's so chill about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why he never went for Academy, and I don't know what he did for 10 minutes in the early game. That's my 2 questions. But that's about it.
All right. Well, GG's to both players.
Yeah, GG's to both of them. I mean, Helios is chilling. We'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and grab Helios.
Yep.
What's up, Helios?
Hello.
GG, sir. Good game.
GG's.
GG's, dude. You played, I mean, DP Go Burr.
DP Go Burr. I feel like that was more DP Go Burr than me.
Yeah, how did you
Yo,
feel once
GG.
you realized you had to do Somber 9 and had that? Did that?
GG
I assume that felt
serious?
really
Welcome in.
good.
Ratty, I saw DP in Greatsword check, and in my brain, the gears were already turning for Somber 9. Like, Somber 9 felt like the best square on the board to me.
Yeah, I kind of
was it?
agreed in commentary.
What was in the great sword check?
That's poker.
That's poker.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah,
why, like,
I fucked up in the early game. There was too much stuff.
yeah. Yeah, just,
What happened in the early game?
I died to Margit 3 times and I died once to the Rune Bear. And I think my plan was pretty good. Even if I force you into Somber 9, while doing that, I wanted to do my Colossal Armaments and Godric's Great Rune. That was fine. And then I would have probably still been first to Altos if I didn't die a million times and got like some squares there. But, well, when I marked that and was ready to go to Altos, you were already there. And I was like, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I was expecting you to get a lot of squares while I was doing Somber 9, and you just didn't.
Yeah, I still had to set up deck list because I died to Margaret 3 times or 4 times. I don't even know because I don't know what was wrong with this guy. He fucked me today.
Was it right at the start?
It was, yeah. I wanted to do like we were racing paintings, but as my third painting, I was like, okay, maybe I lose the square, but I'm gonna kill Margaret and maybe get the third painting there. Then you marked it, and I just kept on dying to Margaret because I thought the square would be nice, but getting Stormveil early online would be even better. Well, jokes on me. It was not.
I can see that, I guess, yeah. But, like, why Stormveil? Ryle Lucaria is so juicy on this board.
Yeah. I don't even know. I just didn't expect it to go for Lucaria that early. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just like it wasn't your day. It just wasn't your day, serious, right? It happens.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, GG, well played, Helios.
And like I think if it was any weapon other than Dust Poker, like that end game, you might have been able to snipe some of the squares off him. But like, I mean, for the you guys both just straight up killed O'Neal, but Helios literally walked up to him and clicked Ash of War 3 times and he died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my damage was really good, even with the Samba 5 Colossal Weapon, but I got trolled a bit by these, what are they?
Yeah, but, like,
Little
guys.
summons chasing you around. Yeah.
I literally didn't let him play. Like, by the time he finished summoning, he was dead.
Yeah, that would make sense with Summer 9.
Yeah, Helios's fight was about 10 seconds.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Poker is this. I didn't even know that was a great thought.
I knew it would be fast. I didn't think it would be that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sniped me on Warm Phase 2 and kind of on Tunnels. I was prepping that. Warm Phase was like 2 or 3 seconds.
He did troll me a little bit, but after I got a stagger, like, one shot from Death Poker,
Yeah,
so...
I got a stagger, and then some random guy hit me, and I think I couldn't take it or something like that. Because I had to run away for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Well,
GG, I gotta head
GG's, guys. GG's. Thank you for playing. Yo, chat, everyone, go follow these 3. They're all great content creators. Go give them a follow. The league wouldn't be possible without, you know, all 3 the players, right? It's their league. So please go support them. I'd really appreciate it.
If you show the cat right now, I'm gonna raid you.
All right, I'll grab Flames. Where'd he go? Come here.
This is a convincing argument, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree with this. This was the right call, Sirius.
I'm gonna head out though.
I'm gonna go in my stream as well.
There he is.
Go.
Jamesy.
We'll even feed him a few treats. There you go, good boy. You're a good
Dude's
boy.
vibing.
Serious, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you.
Enjoy,
Ready?
James Raiders.
Ready? Thank you.
Please become Elden Lord.